Zane Engineers Life. We've got James McCloskey in the house,
How's it
a
going?
student at Auburn in mechanical engineering that I think I started soccer coaching when he was 4 years old. So we've known each other for a minute. You've gone off, you've hit school. Where are you at in school? What's going on? What you trying to do? What's the outcome of the call here? What can we do to help you, brother?
Yeah, so I'm a sophomore mechanical engineering student at Auburn University, and at this time, it's kind of coming to the point where you got to be looking at internships and get yourself some experience in order to prepare yourself to be career ready when that time comes in 2 years. And I'm really just trying to get myself into a stable company and start looking at options wherever that may be.
Okay. Well, a couple of different routes we can go. The first one, like, why'd you pick ME, and what is it that you actually think you want to do?
I mean, like personally, growing up, I always was very fascinated with cars and RCs and mechanical inner workings, I guess, and that kind of drew me towards the mechanical side versus other parts of engineering, and that ultimately just was my why I wanted to be mechanical. I'd love to be somewhere in the automobile industry or just I'm very fascinated with engines and things of that manner, airplanes, transportation, whatever it may be. I feel like that would be my personal strong suit, but I'm always open for manufacturing side and I mean design build, whatever implications or I guess whatever.
Have you actually done anything? Do you know any other mechanical engineers that are doing what it is you want to do?
I mean, and I mean that's the thing. Like I'm trying to use this to network and kind of meet some of those people that are in positions
Mhm.
that I could see myself being in. And I've talked with, I feel like very few professional engineers considering where I should be in the field. And my grandparents were engineers, and I mean that
Sure,
obviously helped out a lot, but you can only get so much, and it's definitely a lot different field now.
sure.
I just yeah, I'm sorry, I lost my thought there.
That's key because you're kind of lost, right? You don't really have
Yeah,
anybody to guide you through
exactly.
it. You don't
Yeah,
know a lot of other people. You have no idea what the hell you're doing. You can only chat GPT so much of your life for what
isn't that
direction to
right?
take and what to do. And so what you do is you hit up people you know and hit up people that you know, and you just work your way out until somebody can give you a guide or help. And luckily you stumbled back upon Coach Zane. So here I am trying to find people just like you and help get you
Yes,
going.
sir.
Yeah, 100%. All right, let's do a quick self-assessment. All right. We are sophomore year. I assume we have a 4.0 and we're absolutely crushing all of our classes and we're absolutely monsters in math and physics and science and all of those classes, right? Where are we actually
Um,
at?
or like my GPA,
Yeah,
I'm
like
sitting
how's
at,
school going? Because one of the things is the first couple of years are your basics, your understanding, and in some cases, your weed out classes, like to
yeah,
determine who's actually a business major and who's actually an engineering major. Is
100%.
it coming easy for you? How's it going? Like, do an actual self-assessment for a minute. Like, are you going to be a PhD in mechanical engineering, building the greatest car that's ever been invented one day, and you have the technical acumen for that, or are you getting your ass kicked right now?
See, I mean, I feel like I'm sitting in the upper middle of that. Like, if I'm being completely honest, like I'm not anywhere near the top of my class, or it's not like I have a 4.0. I have a very average GPA. It's like a 3.2,
Mhm.
and I mean, a lot of those weed out classes, like they didn't really get me, but they did at times. And my personal thing on the reason I want to stick with this so much is I really do enjoy what I'm learning and I like being challenged.
Sure.
And regardless of the effort I put in showing up for my grades or whatnot,
Sure.
like I really do feel like I'm using a lot of my potential in order to get where I want. And don't get me wrong, like I 100% wish I could be better academically and have a
Sure.
straight 4.0 and be sitting with three different clubs that are the best clubs for engineering,
Sure.
whatnot. And I wish I could be one of those students, but I I I enjoy engineering for what it is, and it's very
Sure.
hard and it tricks me, and I just enjoy that. And I'm that's why I guess I'm sitting where I'm sitting right now.
Yeah.
And
Well, I asked for this reason because there's nothing wrong with if you can't hack the math and science, because you can still be mechanical. You can be a machinist. You can work on parts and components. You can be a technician. And those jobs might actually pay more for the next 20 to 30 years, right? Because
Mhm.
they're in such high demand and those kind of things. If it resonates with you, if you can picture it, if you can 3D visualize it, if you wake up at 3 a.m. trying to put the pieces back together, maybe engineering a shoe. Now, you're in that spot in the journey where it doesn't really matter at the moment because you're just on path and you can get some co-op jobs and internships and go try it out and see if you suck or see if you really like it. And no matter where you are in life, even if you were further along, even if you were a junior or senior, you can still make a change. You can still switch majors or go to other spots or do other things. And that's why one of the first questions I asked you, do you remember what was one of the first questions I asked for you to have ready for me?
A resume.
Nope. It was a
Oh,
question.
my why?
Yeah, your why. What is your why? Because that's really all that matters, James, is what is it you want to do? What's your
I mean,
why?
like,
Where are you trying to get? What's your outcome? What do you think you want to do? And then we just build a path to get you there as quickly as possible. That makes sense?
yeah, no, 100%. I mean, like, I would say a big part of my why is genuinely like I feel like I come from a very hardworking background. But as I said earlier, both my grandparents are very like I mean, they both did engineering. I grew up visiting them, talking to them about stuff like that. I just like mechanical systems in themselves. I just find so fascinating. I've
Sure.
no matter what it is. I
Mhm.
mean, whether it be little gear ratios on an RC car or the way that I mean the way that engines produce the amount of horsepower and torque they can. It's all very very fascinating to me, and that's like
Okay. Well, let's go
that's a
for it,
very
dude. We need you badly. There are a
yeah.
very precious few of you, and I don't think you guys understand. For all those watching, just as an example, I run an engineering consulting company, and in the last 3 months, we've got 5 new clients because their engineer died, and there's not
Mm,
anyone coming to replace them. We're
mm,
losing 3 engineers for every one of you that graduate. And while we can make you double as efficient with AI and cloud and chat GPT, that's still 3 to 2 loss, and we've got to double our output in this country of all the things that we're building and putting together.
yeah.
Definitely needed. And if you have a shot at it, hell, let's go for it because there's lots of spots you can do. And the worst thing you can do is fail miserably and have an interview, right? So that's what I encourage all of you to do. All right. So let's go
Exactly.
back. Your parents are killers. They're absolute badasses in their industries, right? What advice have you gotten for how to get co-op and intern jobs? Not just from them, but from your family, your network, your teachers, your students, your high school counselors, any of those things. What have they all told you to do?
If I'm being as honest as I can, it's been very little. And I feel like not having that backbone has kind of put me in position I'm sitting in right now and
Sure.
questioning why is it so hard to
You
get
have
these
no idea what to
internships?
do, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
as truthfully as I can be,
Yeah.
I even talk to all of my classmates that are in very similar positions as me,
Sure.
and it seems like the only way they're getting these internships or these positions is by having a very close relative that they know or someone already in a
Yeah.
position that can help them get into that.
Sure.
And for me, yes, I had grandparents that were in the field, but I mean they're long retired. Like I really do not know that many people that are
Sure.
professional engineers out there and that can truly guide and help me understand what's the best
Sure.
process to go out, grab a co-op, have an internship for the summer, get
Sure.
that experience and
Well, even and
be
find your
ready.
long-term spot, right? Find the place
Yeah,
that you're going to be where you make a difference one day doing the thing that you
exactly.
really want to do, right? Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Well, let's go down those paths for a minute and let's just talk through some things. So, one of the first things that you can do in your spot is get into a program in a school that has a good co-op program. So Mississippi State, Auburn, Clemson, your historical land grant colleges that have engineering and technology are usually really good at getting a lot of employers on campus. So if you're
Yes.
not already set up in the co-op and intern program at Auburn, that's your first step. Go get in there, go get set up, go start going to the interviews, go start getting your ass kicked with all the stupid questions that they ask and the where you're going to be in 5 years and all that nonsense, right? Go on and fail miserably at all those interviews. Go check them out. Now, what kind of companies are going to be coming on campus? It's going to be usually larger companies that can bring you in and let you fail and let you do nothing for a semester and all those kind of things. And that may not be necessarily what you're looking for, but at least it gets you options. Because here's the key thing for you, James. If you have one option, you have no options. And if you have two options, you have a dilemma. And only if you have three or more options can you actually make a choice. So what we're going to try to do, whether we're getting an internship, a co-op, or a job later when you're graduating, is we're going to try to create as many options as possible all at the same time. Okay. Now what this takes is effort and work. Okay. We have 168 hours in a week. Okay. Now, Auburn football, baseball, and basketball are not tearing it up right now, so you don't have to put a lot of time into that, right? Just had to get that dig in there real quick. Okay. How many hours are you taking of classes?
Currently, I'm in 15 and
It's 15 hours, and you're supposed to spend 3 times the number of hours in working in those classes a week. So you should have about a 60-hour week with a full load of engineering doing your work, right? Now, I encourage anyone in your spot to treat it like a job. Work 9 to 5 every day. Go on campus, stay there, go to the ME student room, stay there, get in groups, get in study groups, get in clubs, stay there, talk to your professors, go to lunch on campus. Basically treat it like a day job. And then when you come home in the evening, you don't have as much crap to do, you're not stressed, and you can still have a college life and enjoy yourself and spend some free time doing the things you want to do. Okay. So we've got to work at this every day. So we have 60 hours there, and we need to be spending probably a day a week right now figuring out what we're going to do to get a co-op or an internship job. Now, if you're in your senior year, you probably need to be spending about a day and a half to 2 days with all the interviews and things that you need to be doing. Now, you still have about 100 hours left in a week to sleep and party and do all the other crazy stuff that you want to do. So you should still be fine as long as you block out your time. Okay. All right. Yeah. So we are going to block in time each week for get a co-op job. Okay. So let's walk down the list of things we can do. The first one was signing up with the co-op program and signing up for interviews. That gets you immediate options. Okay. Now that may not get you the work on a car, because if I was going to get engineers that could build a car, Auburn would not be the first place I would go. It would be up there. It has a good engineering school. It's probably more aerospace, manufacturing, and those kind of bases. GM's got its own school in Detroit. They have that for a reason. That's where all the kids that want to go. And that's something you can look at. I know your family is deeply embedded in Auburn, but if there is an opportunity to go to a school where those people end up working exactly where you want to work, that might be something you want to look into as a transfer. Mm-hmm. So that's an off to the side you could go check out and think about. Because here's what I really want you to do. I want you to spend some time, James, going through LinkedIn, online, Google, ChatGPT. And what I want you to do is I want you to find 10 to 15 people that have graduated, that are out there 4, 5, 10 years and are doing exactly what you want to do. Mm-hmm. I would love for them to have gone to Auburn, because then I have an immediate in.
Exactly.
Because what you're going to do is you're going to reach out to them directly. And I encourage you, do you have a LinkedIn profile?
I do.
Okay. There is a premium version, which you have to pay a little bit of money a month. I would go ahead and do that while you're looking for work. You can turn it back off and then turn it back on when you become a junior or senior and start looking for actual jobs. But you can make a lot more DMs, and you get a lot more search content and connection. And I think it's only like $70-$80 a month. I don't even know what it is nowadays. It's been hitting my card for I have no idea how many years now. So it will allow you to search for, using the people search, and check out and find people that went to Auburn and are doing exactly what you want to do. Because then what are you going to do? You're going to reach out to them. Hey, I'm James. I'm a sophomore at Auburn, War Eagle. All I've ever wanted to do is do what you're doing amazingly well. Could I send you some Uber Eats for 5 minutes of your time? And then when you actually do get a connection with them, you're going to go on the call just like this. And what are you going to ask them?
Are you asking me?
Yeah. What are you going to ask them?
How can I get into your position? Huh?
Never ask them directly for a job or for anything. Well, what you're going to do is ask them for advice, for direction. What are some things you would tell yourself if you were in my position all over again? And then the big question you want to ask them is, who do you know that knows someone that can help me or that I can help? Who do you know that knows someone? Because you never want to ask them directly for help, because then you owe them something. But if you give them a chance to prove how amazing they are, they will fight you in many cases to help you. Dude, what about me? Like, I can help you. Like, I'll get you fixed up immediately. What are you even talking about?
Oh, that's
right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So who do you
Yeah.
know that knows someone that can help me, or who do you know that knows someone that I can help? Those are the two life-changing questions that you now have in your arsenal. So we're going to reach out to those people, we're going to connect with them, and then we're going to ask them what they think we should do. Because now you're getting advice from people that are actually doing it. Because here's one of the big problems in getting a job when you're in college, either co-op or long-term as a career. You listen to parents, career advisors, the career center people. They tell you about your resume and don't put this on your LinkedIn profile and don't say this. And they have hired 0 engineers in their entire life. What you want to do is talk to someone like me that hires engineers constantly. I've got a new one starting next week, right? Just started, right? You want to talk to someone who's actually doing it and is actually out there. You also would love to get a connection with the exact person you want to work for, because that's who you're really looking for in this search. It's who's the dude who's got my job, because you're going to go get your job. That makes sense what I'm saying? What questions you got so far?
I've seen you emphasize that, the go get your job. And
oh, you've watched some previous content. I love it.
A little bit, yes.
All right, I need you to subscribe and like and then trash talk me so that we get more views. Okay, just give me a hashtag okay boomer or something like that. That'd be great.
Awesome.
So yeah, you want to go get your job. That's the most important thing. You want to attack those people, because what you don't want to do is apply and hope. You don't want to go online to some platform and click and hope you eventually get a job, maybe get through all these stupid HR filters, right? Because you said it earlier. You already realize the only way you're getting there is by a personal connection in some manner, right? You already know that, okay?
Yeah.
Now, one key thing that you can do right now, and it will be great for the rest of your career, is go ahead and figure out a CRM that you can use. A customer relationship management. There's a lot of apps and online. Some people, like engineers, just start with Excel. It's basically just build a database of the people you meet and connect with as you go. Now, they can be classmates where you put in where they're from and their LinkedIn profile and what they're doing and what they're good at. It could be people like me that you know and our LinkedIn profile and our connections and our companies and information like that. And then as you talk to people, you'll make little records under there of when you talked to them last and when the next time you need to talk to them is, right? Hey, I reached out with an email to this guy 2 weeks ago and he just finally replied back to me, and now I'm going to do a call. So that gets onto your block schedule for next week. Like, hey, I got to do a call with Zane. Hey, I got to do a call with this dude. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now we're looking for work this summer, right?
I mean, as it's starting to get late to that to being possible, but
have you interviewed on campus with the co-op program? So, are you enrolled in the co-op program?
I did yes, I am. And during the career fair this past spring, I went to, I think, maybe 5 tables, 6 tables that really interested me. Sure. I got 2 interviews out of it. First one, never heard anything back from. Second one was more recently. I sent follow-ups. I didn't quote chase. I mean, but
that's an immediate, you've already talked to them. Hey, summer's coming up. Could I come work for free for a chance at some experience? Yeah. Maybe the person they had fell through. Maybe something didn't work out. Maybe they can hook you up for fall. There is no dead lead, and there is no is just temporary, right? It's a shortcut to get eventually getting to yes. So again, we're engineers, right? So just like we build an engine or a transmission, we're going to build a system for getting a co-op job.
Yes.
We're going to do the engineering method, right? We're going to gather information. Yes. We're going to create a hypothesis. We're going to test it. Then we're going to update with a feedback loop until we get the correct hypothesis, and then we're going to take it out into the world, right? We're just going to follow the scientific method. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to build this out. We're going to create a database, a spreadsheet, a schedule, who we're chasing next. I encourage you to look up on Wikipedia the old Google PageRank algorithm. It's absolutely amazing. Okay, it's how Google started. It was PageRank, and it was which page is important because of how it connects to every other page. And it was basically the key node. Who's the key node? So if I was a mechanical engineer and I wanted to work on cars, I've really got 2 places to go. I can go to Detroit, the big 4, right? I could try to get in with Nissan, Toyota, or Honda, or I could get into NASCAR, okay? Now, I happen to know one of the old NASCAR officials who's an engineer that went to Mississippi State and doesn't mind people from Auburn, and he probably knows a ton of people still at NASCAR, and maybe could get you on either with them or a team. But where are most of the NASCAR teams? Most of them are in North Carolina, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we can hit Google Maps and we can find NASCAR race teams and then cross-reference that to our LinkedIn profiles, have ChatGPT find the pattern and the connections, and we can reach out to those people directly. Does that make sense? Would you sweep the floor for free for a chance to even potentially get a job there one day?
I would not mind.
Do they know that? They don't even know you exist. Okay. And here's the cool part. In marketing and branding, it takes 7 to 27 times to get in someone's brain once. That's why you have 1 million Geico commercials during every SEC football game, right? They're just trying to get in your brain. So you are now going to become relentless. James McCloskey now calls this dude once an hour for the rest of his life until he gets a shot at a co-op job. Does that make sense? Okay. So again, let's back up. Let's look at where can we go to work on cars in some manner. We can go to car companies. We can go to car designers. We can go to car parts manufacturers. So you got tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, right? So we can map all of those all over the country and use LinkedIn, Google Maps, and cross-reference to find people that went to Auburn or that we know directly somehow, and we can reach out to them. Or we can get on race teams, Formula One, NASCAR. They're always looking for mechanical engineers all the time. And if you'll travel and work for little to no pay, they will probably stick you on a team just literally emptying the garbage can or sweeping the floor to start with, or putting transducers on the car or reading data off of it or making charts or any of that. And you would do that immediately, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, used to one of the, here in Atlanta, Lockheed had a big wind tunnel that all the NASCAR teams came down to. And that's actually how my buddy got connected with them, because he started working over there and started talking to them. And next thing he knew, he had been hired away. So that's who we want to look for. It's who are the people we're trying to get in front of and where do they hang out? Who do they talk to? What do they do? What do they do on social media? How could I connect with them? How do I get in their face? What if me and Dad put a billboard up across the street and then I stood outside their office for the next 2 weeks like Fight Club with donuts until they let me in the door?
Yeah.
You feeling me?
No, I get it. Be eager and go after it. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. So what questions you got?
I just wonder, is there a point where that becomes overbearing for the other person? Or do you understand what, you know what I mean? Like, is there...
Why do you care?
Well, because I don't want to annoy someone out of a job.
Why? Okay. Let's just take an analogy for a minute. Let's say that you or someone in your family had a sickness and I had the cure. Should I hide that? Should I not tell you? Should I worry about sending an extra email or making one more phone call? Can't you help people, James? Don't you want to help people? Isn't it important that you get out there and do something important and have a chance to change the world? Then quit being selfish and make some phone calls and send some emails and send some LinkedIn DMs, because you are important and it's important to get you out there. I just told you earlier, we need you badly.
Yeah.
If you hide at the house, you're being selfish. Quit being selfish. That makes sense? You've got a skill, you got a gift, you got a desire, you can help people. It's important you get out there and do so. And whatever gets in your way, whether it's your buddy telling you you're dumb or your girlfriend thinking you should spend time with her, or Auburn baseball season or whatever the hell it is, you can still do all those things, but you need to do this first. You need to focus, because you've got something that the world needs, and that's desire and skill and the ability to do things. And so you need to get out there in front of people that need you to help them help other people so that we can change the world. Does that make sense?
100%.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So talk me through it. Give me some questions. Hit me up. What does Coach Zane need to help you with next?
So I feel like, I mean, I got a few questions that I wrote down, like 7 questions. I feel like you've answered a good bit of them here since I've been speaking with you.
Sure, we got time.
One thing I do want to say, sorry. I see a lot, like I get a lot of engineering people that are in my position on social media, like whether it be TikTok or Instagram, that are also in the same positions looking for internships, jobs, etc. And I see a lot of people trying to put emphasis on like a portfolio. And I kind of wanted, what's your input on having a
absolutely
portfolio?
Amazing question. Okay. I don't remember if you sent me your resume or not. You may have. If I recall, actually, I think I saw it on your LinkedIn page. You don't have a whole lot of ME experience, but you're going to school for mechanical engineering, which means you do. So this is something that all students need to do starting immediately. Any assignment you work on, any model you build, any lab you do, anything you do with others, any race team you work on, any club you're in, make a recording, make a picture, and then speech to text what it was, what you were doing, and what it meant to you. Begin to gather those on your own portfolio page. And there's a lot of different versions and routes and apps and setups and Wix and other things that you can do. Just pick one and start sticking that stuff out there. You can organize it later. You can make it look pretty later. You can do all those other things. Put a link to your portfolio on your resume and in your LinkedIn profile so people can check it out. Make sure it's not proprietary info if you're co-oping or working somewhere. Make sure you don't give away the motor company's secrets. Like my son Jonathan's working at Toyota. You can't post much pictures from the plant. He may could ask or get some things that he might could drill it down to a little specific bolt or something like that. Exactly. But what you want to do is, I would 100% begin to create the portfolio. Because the thing is, for 3-4 years from now, whenever you finally finish your degree at Auburn, you guys are 6 or 7 year program now, right?
4.
I'm kidding. When you eventually begin to graduate, you're not going to remember what you did in that lab freshman year. 100%. You're not going to remember. And the thing is, all of my mechatronics students at KSU that I told to do this, all the labs where we worked on raw spots, all the labs we did AI, all the labs where we built electrical circuits, they now can show that they can do that stuff. Whereas the ones that didn't take a picture don't even remember doing it, right? Because things go by so fast and there's so many things going on. Our brain can only keep so many of them, right? 100%. So 100% make a portfolio page, even starting today. Go back and try to recreate some of the things that you did. Write it up. Have Claude or ChatGPT help you write it up where it's not AI slop and actually has some bullet points to it and looks cool. Begin to put all those things in. And then when you're a co-op, make sure at the end of every week, you write down what you actually did and put a few pictures in there, and then you will slowly. I also encourage this the first 4 or 5 years you're working. Like the early part of your career, every month, update LinkedIn, update your resume, update your profile, update your information. You need to write down all the cool stuff you did, because one day you'll be old like me and forget 7/10 of the stuff that you've even worked on in your life. That makes sense? That was a great question. 100%. Because if you had that right now of all the RC cars you've built and all the things that you've done, that should be the first thing on your profile, first thing on your LinkedIn. You should be posting it every day. Hey, I'm looking for co-op internship. Hey, here's some stuff I've already built. Anybody know anybody that knows anybody that can help me?
Very nice. What do you think are a lot of outside of class groups or clubs that look very promising to employers or?
Oh man, I love that. I love this question. Okay. Because there's 2 parts to it. In the first part, we don't give a damn what the employer thinks. Where can you learn how to do things you need to learn how to do? Okay. So for you, you want to work on cars. So if you've got something that gets you in the machine shop, do it. If you get something that lets you run a lathe or turn a mill or do any of those kind of things, do it, right? That's 100% what you want to do. Now, for the employer, it's different in a lot of aspects. And this is something as we get further along in your career, when you start to graduate, we're going to want to sit down and go, okay, what's the type of job and type of employer that we're looking for here? And what are they going to want to see? And then we'll create the profile and the pictures and the background and the words and the descriptions and all to match that. Because actually, this is a little early for you, but question for you. What is the purpose of your resume?
I don't know. I've never really thought about that, but I would say probably to showcase what you're capable of and capable of doing.
A lot of people say it's to get a job. Your resume is to get them to want to continue the conversation.
Okay.
So you need to be interesting, but not overbearing. You need to have skills that they're looking for, but not conflict that they don't. So you want to show just enough to be interesting so that they want to date you, make a phone call, send you an email, or any of those kind of things. It's just like your Tinder profile or your Bumble profile or any of those kind of things, right? You're just trying to get them to want to talk to you. Because when you get in the room, you're going to crush it. Because you're going to have experience, you got passion, you got fire, and even if you don't know how to do it, you'll work for free if that's what it takes to get started. Because you are unstoppable. There's no way you will not be doing what it is you want to do, because there's nothing that can actually get in your way other than you.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that.
So first off, let's just answer the question a little more directly. First off, for your college career, you need to do what gives you the skills that you need.
Okay.
So if that's a terrible co-op job to be able to do a certain thing, you go for it. If you have to work somewhere awful in the middle of damn nowhere, like if you wanted to work in plants building robotics and the best one was in Cluster F, Alabama somewhere on third shift, you'd take it because that's what you need to learn how to do. Right now, if you got an offer for $100,000 a year for the summer to work on a hay baler versus work at NASCAR on a car building the transmission for free, you would take the second one because that's what you want to do, right? Mm-hmm. So you want to build out your career, your classes, your professors, your co-op jobs, and all of the things that you're doing to eventually do what it is you want to do. So if you remember in the beginning, I told you find 10 to 15 people that are already doing it because you're going to want to look for the pattern. If they all went to a certain school, that's where you need to transfer. If they all had a certain co-op job, that's where you need to work. If they all were on a certain race team at school, you need to do that, right? Are you on the Baja or any of the race teams at Auburn?
I'm not. I've considered Baja a lot.
Fix that this afternoon. Go to their next meeting and offer to sweep the floor just to hang out. Even if you don't join, just get connected with the people that are there.
Surely, yes.
Yeah, there's some really good teams at Auburn for those kind of things, right?
Yeah.
There's racing, there's probably a Formula One, there's probably a bunch of different ones, right?
Yeah, they have some pretty solid programs.
Yeah, you need to be on all of them because you're not busy, I promise you. You have 168 hours.
I agree with you.
Basketball season is over.
It is over. It didn't even. Well, actually, technically, it's
baseball season over yet or not? State's going pretty well. I don't know how you guys are doing.
We're doing okay.
You're hanging in there.
Yeah.
Okay. What other questions you got? Because those were two really good ones so far.
Okay, this is like kind of. This isn't so much as a question, but this is kind of something I left out. Obviously, I feel like another great place I could see myself is like Lockheed Martin.
Okay.
And obviously that's a stretch, no matter, I would feel like it's a stretch no matter who it comes from. They're the top applied intern program, probably top post-career or getting into your career. I don't know. You're the engineer. You've been in the field. I would love for you to tell me, but what do you think it takes to get into positions like that at some of those top places that a lot of people want to be or see themselves?
Okay. And it's a good question. We can go a couple of different routes. So I actually, my first job out of grad school was at Lockheed, and I was miserable and had a terrible time. Okay. Now, 6 or 7 of my classmates all started at Lockheed also, and they had amazing times. They worked on cool things. I just happened to pick the wrong department in the wrong spot doing the wrong thing. Everybody else had a great time. Now, the answer to your question is it's usually pretty clear what they want for you to get in their program. Like, for instance, for many years, if you wanted to work at Disney as an engineer, you had to be in their co-op program or they wouldn't hire you. And the only way to get in their co-op program was to know somebody. So that was the route you went. You made sure someone knew you, and then you got in there and off you went. And that's how, like right now, one of my old guys is one of the main engineers at Disney working on all of the rods and the roller coasters and things like that. So I have a connection for people there to get in their co-op program. And that's really what you're going to look for, is the connection to get you in. Now, another route is to be at a school like Auburn State, Clemson, somewhere like that, because Lockheed comes on campus. They're going to be there.
Yeah, I think.
I would never say that they're never going to want you because they don't have enough of you. Okay. James, you have a 3.2. You want to do it. You're driven. You're motivated. You are from the Atlanta area. Why in the hell would Lockheed not want to hire you?
I hope they will.
You will decide that they're going to, and that you will not take no for an answer. Be like the kid that told me he was going to work for me, and I told him I didn't have a spot, and he told me, F you, I'll start on May 15th. And he started on May 15th and worked there. Don't be denied. There's sometimes some tripwires and things you got to get through. Like, for example, the Disney one, you got to co-op to work there for a long time. I think they're actually changing that. You need to find those out. The other one is just find a ton of co-ops from Auburn at Lockheed and talk to them. Get in there and make a connection, have them talk to your boss, and that's how you get hired, dude.
And connect through them more so.
Now, Lockheed, it would depend on what you want to do, right? Because they have a lot of different divisions, missile base and aircraft and things like that.
It would be, I feel like anything there would probably interest me
Well, you do have to be careful because if you get in a really big company, sometimes you become a number. So I worked at Lockheed and I worked with 20,000 people and I still haven't met 19,990 of them, right?
Yeah.
I got reviewed for a raise by a dude I still haven't met. Don't even know if he existed. I had a miserable job and a miserable experience, and I went and worked somewhere else. Now, on the flip side, if you go work for like a single man, one dude who builds transmissions, you're probably also not going to have a great time. You get to do a lot. You'll get to learn everything he knows. Maybe he's really good at it or connected, and those would be good things, but it might not be the long-term benefit. What you really want to look for, and for you guys that are in school right now, you want to try to find that company that's on the growth curve but hasn't quite hit that hockey stick, where they have funding and an idea and a customer and a thing that they do really well, but they don't quite have enough people or have it completely figured out, because then you get thrown into the fire and you learn 5 years of stuff in 1 year. Because when you graduate, that's what we're going to look for. You're going to look for the job that gets you 4 or 5 years of experience in 1 year. If you're not married with kids at the time, which hopefully you won't be, you will take the job that makes you travel. You'll take the job that puts you in horrible places 24 hours a day. You'll take the job that makes you work overtime and weekends and nights and Christmas and all those kind of things. Because again, you're trying to get as much experience as fast as possible so you can get where you want to get. Now, again, this all needs to map into you found those 15 people doing what it is you want to do, and what did they need to get where they are? Do they all have the same degree, same experience, same background? And if there's a pattern, you want to create yourself in that same pattern so that you're a shoe-in for that position. All that makes sense?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
All right, we got the brain completely full. What you got for your last question?
Let's think. Let's see. Sorry, I have questions one away.
Take your time.
So how would you, from what you learned in college, all the classes you went through, all the coursework, thermodynamics, all of that, how much of that do you really think you use on a daily basis? And do you think what you learn after college is, like, once you're in the field, is more important than even when you're in college, I guess?
All right, interesting question. Give me perspective. Like, what makes you ask this?
So, I mean, like, for example, I'm in like MATLAB right now. I just I hear a lot of different things on whether engineers really use MATLAB or if they don't. And like, I mean, like, I'm having to formulate equations into one different equation to solve for what the specific volume is. I mean, you know, I wonder how much of that truly correlates to what a day-to-day basis engineer's life is.
Gotcha. All right, let me help you with this. So you're an engineer and you understand that things are processes and things are systems. Things that work well are procedural and have a system. Okay. Now, over the last, 150 years or so, Auburn's been putting out engineers into the wild and then continually updating their system to make it better. So what you've got to do as a student at Auburn in engineering is trust the system. There's a reason they present the classes to you in the order that they do, to eventually get you to be able to do the thing that you're trying to learn how to do. Now, I thought all of the first couple of years of engineering school initially were stupid, waste of time, you're killing me. Why am I doing this? This makes no sense. What the hell? I'll never use this ever. Told me I'll never use this ever, so there's no way I'll ever use it. And then one day I was sitting in system dynamics class my junior year, and I was like, when they finally showed me why, it all clicked. When they finally showed me, I can write a system of equations to describe a mechanical, electrical, plumbing, HVAC, air system, and they're all exactly the same. Wow. And I've used that literally every day of my career since. See, I'm in consulting. I'm a consulting engineer. Yeah. I'm a professional engineer. I'm licensed in almost all states and parts of Canada. I do work every day. I use my equations, my stress analysis. We were just working through a bolted joint and a flat plate analysis problem a minute ago, picking up a building. You know, I'm constantly working gears and ratios and wire ropes and pulleys and connectors and welds and all those kind of things. So I do stuff every single day. And I encourage you and everyone that's a student with you to find jobs where you actually get to do engineering every day. That's why I asked earlier, where are you at? Is this resonating with you? Are you good at it? Because if you are, cool. And if you're not, get one of those jobs where you're a project manager or get into sales, because you'll make more money.
I see.
I mean, the answer to your question is, everything that they present to you, figure it out, get really good at it, make a little cheat sheet of what it is to yourself, and add it to your library. Okay? Because at one point, it will help you understand something else. Because software is irrelevant. It's changing literally by the second.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yeah.
Just because one guy's like, well, you gotta learn AutoCAD. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Learn one, understand a CAD system, and then you can adapt to whatever's in front of you. Because all of those things, like my company uses them as tools. Which analysis software do we use? A bunch of them, like whichever one makes the most sense for what we're doing. Because we use them all and we understand them and we've written down what their strengths and weaknesses are. And so we use them as tools. And that's what I'm getting at. When someone gives you something in engineering school, something to learn, master it. When someone gives you something to use, master it. Learn what it is, what its weaknesses are, and then file it in your library because you're going to need it later. And it might not be it directly. It might help you understand something else. Oh, this program's just like that one, so I should be able to do this with that. That makes sense now.
I see.
It's just like anything in life, James. People, experiences, it's all what they mean to you and the story you tell yourself about it. So even if someone is completely useless, you can learn something from them. Now, it might be that they're completely useless and you shouldn't waste any more time with them. That might be what you learn, but everyone can teach you something. That's a big thing in my company. Anyone we hire, even if we hired you right now as a co-op, you could teach us something. You've seen something that we haven't. You're using new tools that maybe we've never even heard of, right? And we should be able to learn from you and you should be able to learn from us. And I encourage you, anyone that's in engineering, make sure that you're learning from each other and teaching each other and passing along information. Because again, there's so few of us that we all have to work together to solve all these problems.
Good.
That help? So the answer is don't be lazy and get your work done. And yes, it all matters. Because, and I'll leave you with this, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if I see you slacking because you don't think it's useful, and it's something that was in your curriculum that was put there by really smart people, that tells me something about you, not the curriculum.
I see. Yeah.
Right? That tells me that you're going to find any excuse you can to not do any work that you need to do. Now, there's a corollary to that, and your buddy Walker, my son, is a good example of it. Some people say always hire the lazy kid who's super smart because he'll find the easiest way to do stuff. And that's something Walker's always been really good at. He'll find the shortcut and the fastest way to do it and the ways to get it done. Now, you can still do that too, but I encourage you as an engineer to also figure out all the intricacies because you might be able to use that puzzle piece in a different way. Groovy, is your brain full yet?
I think my brain's pretty full.
All right, so what is your action plan? Let's finish out with this. What's your specific action plan that you're going to do in the next 3 days?
I'm gonna start finding people who I want to be in the type of positions they are, reaching out, networking, getting in their network, finding those patterns as you explained, and just being eager and overbearing to.
Now, I encourage you, create a little scorecard. Once you distill it down to the action that needs to take place, and that might be people found, DM sent, email sent, calls made, make a little scorecard and put it on your wall. Okay. And don't ever let the score be zero, right? Even if you did nothing, make one call. Even if you did nothing, find one person and just do that each day. It's like going to the gym, right? 100 push-ups once does nothing, but 10 push-ups every single day for the rest of your life makes you stronger. So just continually raise the floor of the activity you're doing. Don't worry about your peak, raise your floor. Does that make sense? Yeah, so make a score and decide what you're going to do next week and then get it done and then celebrate the success of doing that.
Love that.
That cool?
Yeah, I think that's great.
One thing I'd love for you to do, you also, the other thing you need to do is go sign up and show up for all the teams.
Yes.
Yep. And then see if you can find a couple more of you guys in ME at Auburn that are struggling in the same spot. Do another call with me and we can rip up y'all's LinkedIn profiles and resumes and talk about life or money or anything you guys want to do. Is that cool?
Yeah, I like that. I can see if I can get some people together. And then would you be able to send, you recorded this whole thing, right? Is there any way I can get that as well? Just to make sure I didn't miss.
Yeah, good question. So usually what happens is Ed and team will get the long form together and throw it out on YouTube pretty quick. And as soon as I get that, I'll send you the link. And then usually they'll try to do something right after that on LinkedIn and then tag you. and then that way you can put your people out.
Perfect.
When you're looking through that, if you see anything that you don't like, if you realize there was something in the background that we shouldn't have shown, or sometimes when we're carving up kids' resumes, they want to blur some stuff out, just let me know. Then go back and put in a box or do whatever's needed there. 100%.
You'll-
Teams will record a transcript. You should probably hit me up for that, and then you can throw that in ChatGPT.
And then, do you need me to send a copy of my resume to you?
I don't have any co-op jobs for you. We
Okay,
could
I
not help you,
understand.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
You sent me your, I think your resume is on LinkedIn.
It's
One
on
thing
my
we
LinkedIn.
probably need to do, you should watch a couple of those videos where I rip up people's LinkedIn and resume side by side and use that to update your both of those.
Okay.
Because you want your image and your background and your who you are and all those things to match what these people are going to be looking for, so you can do what you want to do.
100%.
Now, if you found those 15 people, you're going to steal their, right? If they all have a gearbox in the background, well, now you got a gearbox in the background, right? If they all have a Formula One car, you got a Formula One car. If they all have a blue shirt on, you go get a picture with a blue shirt on. You know what I mean?
I got you. So would you say just like a brief summary is basically like patterns in networking is like,
well, you're just going to engineer a system to get the job you want to get, right? You're just character building. It's just like gaming. Like if you want to slay the dragon, well, what do you need? Well, you need charisma at this level, and you need this kind of sword, and you need that, you need this. So you go on all these little adventures to get the things you need so that you can come back and slay the dragon, right? That's basically all you're doing. You're gamifying James getting the job that he wants.
I'll just slay the dragon.
Yeah, it'll be awesome, dude. It's going to be cool. Another cool part of being a co-op, okay? Take on everything, okay? They're going to give you initially like shit work just to see if you show up and see if you'll actually do anything. Crush it. If they give you mind-numbing, ridiculous, boring work, do it really well, better than it's ever been done. But go mention to them that you're ready for some thinking work. Go mention to them that, hey, you're ready for a challenge. Go mention to them you're willing to stay late and work on something if it'll help.
Be eager. Yeah.
Ask them what book they can do. Because what you want to do, here's the thing. When you're a co-op or an intern, let me give you an example from Zane's background. So I'm a co-op. I'm working at a manufacturing plant in Columbus, Mississippi. And I shut down the entire plant and 250 people go home that day because I screwed up something. Okay. It was funny because I was a co-op.
Is this real life?
Yes. Now, if I had been a full-time engineer, I would have been fired immediately and walked with my to the parking lot. But I was a co-op. I had messed up the chemistry titration. I had jacked up the plating tanks, and everything in the plant went through the plating department, and I had shut it down for the day, and everyone went home because of me, and everyone laughed about it, and it became named Don't Zane It. And that's what I encourage you guys to do as co-ops. That's one of the coolest things about a co-op job is I was told the first day of my job. Here's a good one. I was told the first day of my job, Zane, do you know what a co-op is? And I was like, no. He goes, it's a sound a cow patty makes when it hits the ground. Co-op. And I was like, all right, that makes sense. Because now the expectation is so low that even if I do anything, I've succeeded. Exactly, he immediately eliminated me stressing about anything. Because now I knew I could burn it to the ground, and that's probably what they expected because I'm a damn co-op. You know what I mean? So wear that like a badge of honor and go fail miserably as often as possible. Try not to shut the whole plant down like I did.
I will not do that. Hopefully.
I also, sometimes you'll find that engineer, I had one that would come buy my badge from me every day for $2. So he would swap badges with me every morning, and the badge said co-op. And then when someone bothered him, he'd go, dude, I'm just a co-op. I have no idea. And he would walk off. So that went into my lunch money every day.
That's hilarious.
All right, brother. Yeah, I got a million of those. So get a group of kids together and let me know how I can help you.
I'll see what I can do.